Rope, which was filmed to look like one single, very long, uninterrupted shot.
Our next film is Rope, Hitchcock's attempt to film a movie so that it appears as if it is one long, unbroken shot. No cuts, no editing. Now, of course, this was impossible to do in 1948. The biggest can of film for the cameras then was 10 minutes, and so what Hitchcock does in Rope is let the action play for about 10 minutes, and then as the film is about to run out in his camera, the camera moves into focus on the back of a suit coat of one of the actors. He then reloaded his camera, new film, and filming began on the same suit coat, and the camera pulls away to start the story again. The story of Rope is a psychological thriller based in part on the famous Leopold and Loeb thrill murder case with two college boys committing the murder of one of their classmates just for the thrill of it. They stash the body in a chest in the living room of their apartment where they are hosting a cocktail party for the dead student's parents and fiancé. And James Stewart plays a professor who suspects their nervousness has something to do with the missing student who was choked to death with a piece of rope. Now, the acting in Rope, you've got to admit, is stilted and overdone and wildly frantic there. It sort of reminded me of that anti-marijuana film, Reefer Madness, remember? Play faster, play faster. And the gimmick about the unbroken shot, well, it's gimmicky every time we get a close-up on a suit coat. You know, what's his obsession there? But there is a certain tension here, and we appreciate that Hitchcock was trying to do something special with this film. His films often are so spellbinding, literally binding us to the screen. And here in 1948, in Rope, we see Hitchcock declaring his desire to literally weld our eyes directly to the screen. No edits from him, no blinking from us. And there is a power in that attempt, and that's why even with all the bad acting, I sort of enjoyed Rope.
Now, you talk about the bad acting. It seems almost heretical to say that Jimmy Stewart was doing bad acting.
Yes.
This was the first time, by the way, that Stewart ever worked with Hitchcock, and Hitchcock liked him so much that he used him as his alter ego in Rear Window, Vertigo, Man Who Knew Too Much, and so forth. But what some of the actors said about this film was that the reason the acting seemed so strained is that everything depended upon them making no mistakes for 10 minutes. Everybody had to be right. The actors had to be right. The technicians are hauling sets out of the way. The lights are moving around. The camera's moving around. If one person blows one line, they have to start all over again. It costs thousands of dollars, and so they just absolutely could not relax.
At the same time, when I watched these guys trying to hide their crime, the thrill of crime, which is certainly a theme in Hitchcock, and he's always getting the audience in on it, and we recognize our own sense of thrill with crime, that is communicated in this picture, so I think it's a partial success.
It's an interesting film. I was glad I saw it.